There are two types of nuclear warfare. The first is limited nuclear warfare. Limited nuclear warfare is the small-scale use of nuclear weapons between two or more nations. Limited nuclear war is used to target specific places, such as another country's military facilities. The second is full-scale nuclear warfare. This is when a large amount of nuclear weapons are used in an attack aimed at an entire country, including military, economic, and civilian targets. A full-scale nuclear attack would destroy the entire economic, social, and military infrastructure of the target nation. A large nuclear explosion would also have a devastating effect on the Earth's biosphere. The invention of nuclear weapons has caused conflict all over the world. It all began with the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was the code name used for the research and development of nuclear weapons within the U.S. Research on nuclear fission was done in a secret laboratory at Los Alamos, New Mexico. On December 2nd, 1942, the first self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction called the Chicago Pile was created. This led to the creation of the first pure fission weapons. These are the only nuclear weapons to have been used in conflict. July 16th, 1945. The first nuclear test, also known as Trinity, took place in the desert north of Alamogordo, New Mexico. The explosion left a radioactive crater with a diameter of 1,200 feet. Fallout contamination spread 30 miles from the detonation point all the way to Chupadera Mesa. The fallout at Chupadera Mesa was reported to have settled in a white mist onto some of the livestock in the area, resulting in local beta burns and a temporary loss of back hair. Patches of hair grew back discolored white. At 8:15 a.m., August 6, 1945, a pure fission bomb called Little Boy was detonated above the Japanese city of Hiroshima. This bomb wasn't a random attack. On July 26, 1945, Harry Truman, Clement Attlee, and Chiang Kai-shek wrote the Potsdam Declaration, which outlined Japan's terms of surrender. This declaration stated that if Japan did not surrender, it would face the prompt and utter destruction. Many Japanese officials felt that these terms were too dishonorable and advised that the Japanese government reject it. In a conference, the Japanese Prime Minister stated that their response, or lack of response, to the declaration was mokusatsu. The word mokusatsu has two meanings. One meaning is used when an unacceptable offer is made, and the other person, not wanting to offend the speaker, pretends to not have heard. The other person realizes his mistake and makes a better offer. The other meaning is to silently disregard the offer. The U.S. decided that the second meaning was what Japan intended. Hiroshima is the largest city on the largest island of Japan. During World War II, the 2nd General Army in Shugoku Regional Army's base was in Hiroshima, and the Army Marine Headquarters was stationed at the Ujina port. The city also had large depots of military supplies. When Little Boy exploded, it immediately killed an estimated 70,000 people and destroyed around 70% of all of the buildings. By the end of the year, up to 166,000 people died. At 11:02 a.m., August 9th, 1945, another bomb named Fat Man was dropped onto the Japanese city of Nagasaki. The original target was the city of Kokura, and Nagasaki was just a backup plan for in case the clouds blocked the pilot's view of Kokura. Luckily for the citizens of Kokura, and unluckily for the citizens of Nagasaki, the city was obscured by clouds and smoke. 53 seconds after its release, the bomb exploded. Within 1 second of the bomb exploding, 35,000 people were killed. The Fat Man bomb was more powerful than Little Boy, but because of Nagasaki's uneven terrain, there was less damage. The Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings were devastating. Deaths from radiation began about a week after the explosions and reached a peak in 3 to 4 weeks. Symptoms of radiation exposure include nausea, vomiting, inflammation of the mouth and throat, diarrhea, and rapid emaciation. Emaciation means abnormal thinness caused by bad nutrition or disease. Other symptoms include lack of appetite, fever, beta burn, paleness of the skin, also known as pallor, and epilation. Epilation is a scientific name for removal of hair at the root. Other symptoms are petechiae, also known as bleeding within the skin, nosebleeds, and death. Today, treating radiation exposure is difficult and oftentimes impossible. The Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings were the first of their kind, and treatments had not been discovered. Most people had very little medical treatment and suffered for several weeks before death.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make a nuclear weapon. First you're going to need your uranium-238. Next you'll need your fluorine. And then at the very end you'll need your neutrons. So first you're going to take your glue, uranium-238, and put it in your cup. Next, you're going to need your fluorine. Alright, and then you're gonna mix it all together. Okay, so now that you mixed your uranium-238 with your fluorine, you have uranium-235. So we're just gonna take that, put it in here. Now you have your nuclear reactor. Oh no, Trixie is getting into the nuclear reactor. And Martin! Oh no, what's gonna happen to them? They're growing. Oh no, no. They're gonna destroy the city. If I split the uranium with my neutrons, I can destroy them.